I can't see anyone else requesting at the moment.
Oh yeah, they didn't request.
Who are the other names? I'm just looking in the list. Greek Sloth, is that one of the speakers?
Yes, he is. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know why they not request to speak. They're gonna figure it out soon. Anyway.
And Kata Attila.
Attila, he's the coffee design. Yeah.
Okay. Right. So is that everyone we've got now? Send the invitations out.
Yeah.
Okay, great. If everyone's ready, I can start the introduction, and then we can go into the Sloth Billionaires project.
Sure.
Welcome to the WellCoin Talk Community Twitter Spaces. I'm Glenn, your host. Today we have joining us Sloth Billionaires. Sloth Billionaires' goal is to create the next blue chip NFT collection on the Cadena blockchain. We'll be talking about the NFT collection, the NFT staking, the Sloth token plans for the future, the treasury and the DAO, because it's going to be a governance token, and lots of other things shortly. But first, can you introduce yourselves with your background and experience, guys?
Yes, sure. So I'm Martin Ershak. I'm the CEO of Sloth Billionaires, and I've been in the crypto space for a couple of years now. My background, I'm currently working in Bobcat Miner, which is the largest IoT miner manufacturer for the Helium network. And I also do marketing management in millionminer.com, which is a large verified by ASIC miner value ASIC miner distribution or webshop.
Okay, great. I don't know if the rest of the team wanted to introduce themselves.
Yes, hi. My name is Andreas Pisinas. I'm responsible for the online marketing part, and I've been building and managing Instagram accounts since 2013. I built 2 successful private label brands as well, so I have extensive experience in brand building too. And currently, I'm managing my own Instagram accounts, totaling more than 7 million followers.
Hi guys, I'm Grigoris. I work at a large international bank. I'm with the team to help them with the finance and the business part of the project.
Okay.
Hi guys, I'm Attila Kátay. I'm the owner of infix.eu. We provide the server room and the IT security for the team.
Okay, I think that's everyone introduced. Thank you very much, guys. So yeah, if we can start for the Twitter Spaces, tell us about the Sloth Billionaires project, what's planned for the future, and the NFT collection.
Sure. So, Sloth Billionaires, we have been starting this project since last year, basically. We've been trying to assemble a team to handle all the tasks. So we have Attila, who has his own hosting company. So we have our own server background and security of the web page, and later on when we need any kind of server related stuff, we have our financial advisor Grigoris, so he can help us with the kind of tokenomics of the Sloth token later on. We have Andreas, who's doing the marketing stuff. So basically, we kind of put a team together. We are used to work together on a different stuff, and we know each other for a long time. Our project, actually, the graphic work started in last November, basically. So ever since we've been creating the layers, kind of trying to do the perfecting the artwork itself, if we can say that. And basically, we wanted to launch on Solana in the beginning, but then obviously we all know that Solana had issues, and basically we had to sit down with the team and we talked about if we're really going to launch on Solana. And some of the community members, a lot of them actually raised Cadena as a possible blockchain. So we were having a look, and basically we loved what we've seen. We dived deep into Cadena, and we decided to actually launch here. So that's like a short background of the project.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Andreas. And how does it work with the NFT collection for the rarities? How much will it cost for investors to mint? And how can sort of investors get involved and maybe win whitelist spots for the minting?
So for the minting, we actually most likely going to use a minting service, possibly, because Cadena have reached marketplace standards with Marmalade, and those platforms with their own built-in marketplace and minting platform are a good place, because right after minting they can straight away trade the NFTs, and they don't need to worry about actual listing, which can go later on. So most likely we're going to use the minting service. It's also gives trust to the project, so we're not going to directly mint on our website, but we're actually going to use a minting service. We don't know which one yet, because there's obviously a few possibilities. We've been talking with various launchpad and minting platforms such as Mintit or Arcade, and basically we're going to decide which one we will go with. Regarding the price, we're not going to overprice our NFTs. We would like everyone to be able to get a slot for themselves, and basically our price will be around 20 Cadena, and obviously by the time that the minting comes, depending on the actual Cadena price, but we aiming to be on those prices.
Okay, great. And how does it break down with the rarities? Is there 4 or 5 different rarities or advantages on the ultra rare ones?
For the rarity, we basically have four base characters, or 4 different 4 color variations, and basically there's more than 200 different unique layers, and there's going to be some super rare NFTs, because if you see our artwork section, we did some superheroes as well. So we have different Marvel and DC or Star Wars themed slots, and those layers are actually different layers, and when they all come together and they make a slot like that, that's going to be incredibly rare. So for those high rarability, actually those are going to be only one slot. So for the chance that you're going to receive all the different layers in exactly the way you want it to is very low. But basically the rarity is going to be 4 different base layers, going to be 200 unique hand-draw layers, and obviously we are still trying to figure out how this Cadena market, because like I said, it's such a new blockchain, and the rarity options are obviously going to a little bit depend on the platform that we are minting, but we are putting them together as we speak.
I see. And who was the graphic designer for Bored Sloth Billionaires? Is it all been done in-house, or is it outsourced?
Basically, it's an in-house graphic designer, but basically he will rename anonymous, because he has different kind of graphics jobs basically. So he will remain anonymous, but it's in-house, so we're still adding layers, we still doing modifications, because in the beginning we started to plan on Solana, and then obviously we had a lot of layers like Solana chains and Solana t-shirts and hoodies and stuff, which are obviously going to needed to replace to Cadena themed stuff.
I see. And how come you chose the Cadena blockchain over, say, the Ethereum blockchain or Solana blockchain?
Well, basically, we feel like with Solana's recent issues, and there's a lot of issues. One of them was basically not producing blocks anymore for a certain amount of time. So with a lot of other issues, we thought that this is not going to be a future-proof blockchain, let's say. And when you actually decide after a certain amount of time investing in projects and doing your homework, and when you finally launch your project, you actually want it to be a future-proof project. You want the platform that you build a project onto in the next 2 or 3 or 4 years to be good, to be valuable, So if we are building on Solana and Solana has another outage and another outage and another problem, then within 2 years, if that blockchain goes to the trash, then our project goes as well with it. So, and like I said, some of the community members raised awareness about Cadena and proof of work versus proof of stake, and why we should be actually looking into solutions like this. And we actually dived really deep into it and decided to actually that's the best option we have.
Okay, great. And you've got NFT, you've got the utilities of the NFT staking bonuses in the future as well.
Right. Yes, we are going to create a Sloth token, our own token on the Cadena blockchain, and then we are planning to do partnerships with staking platforms, and to be able for our holders after they mint their NFTs to be able to stake the NFT and then receive the Sloth token as a reward. So for that, we are obviously going to use the minting part of the minting revenue to create a Sloth Cadena pair pool. A pool on any existing DEX. With that, we've been in talk with different DEXs. We had a very nice conversation with KD Swap guys. We had a video call with them and just kind of say hello to each other and welcome each other on the blockchain. So basically, we are planning to, whenever we are going to create this token to be listed on KD Swap, this is going to take a couple of months for sure. So we are not stressing the utility token right on minting. You know what I mean? Like we're trying to first let the minting go through, and then within the next, I would say maximum 6 months, we want our NFT holders to be able to stake their NFTs and get rewards from it.
Okay, great. And yeah, with the minting revenue, you just touched on that there. I was looking on the white paper. You've got a breakdown of how it will be used, some for marketing, some for, you mentioned the token there, and I think 20% is going to charity as well.
Yes, exactly. 20% is going to go to charity to basically save the slowest mammal in a quickly changing world. I mean, we love sloths. That's our soul animal. So our plan is to give away 20% of the minting revenue to a charity organization, and actually that will be decided by the DAO. We have already a couple of projects in mind. One of them is actually, we found on Instagram an organization which helps sloths in the nature with techniques like you have these pretty populated high roads and areas where there's a very large number of incidents where sloths gets hit by cars, and what they do, they kind of take these ropes across the road and install them everywhere, so basically sloths can go over the road and not gonna have hit by car and stuff. So these are really good organizations that trying to help sloths out in the wild, and we're going to give that part of the revenue to charity. And then obviously we have our team advisory part of the minting revenue and the token as well, and that will be locked for between 12 and 24 months with a service to ensure security and obviously build trust over the project, because we are Cadena alphas, we like Cadenas. I could say we are Cadena maxes now. So because we are thinking for this as a future-proof project, we want to secure it while locking the team advisory funds with probably KD Lounge, but I don't want to say anything too soon.
Okay, great. And you've got the Sloth token there. What's the plans around the Sloth token? How will that tie in with the NFTs? And you're going to have a treasury with a DAO, so I imagine you're going to have it's going to be a governance token with voting rights as well for the community.
Yeah, exactly. That part is basically still under development, because obviously we are not ready with the smart contracts and stuff, but the base of the percentage are already decided. And yes, we're going to have a DAO advisory part, but actually the DAO can decide by the governance that what should be purchased, what projects to invest into, what projects to make partnership with possibly. Obviously, for the token, 30% of it is going to be taken and make a make a LP pool on probably on KD Swap, and so people going to be able to trade our tokens without an issue. So it's going to be a large, good LP pool. So it's not going to be issue, and everyone going to be able to trade our tokens.
Okay, great. And what's the timeline for the NFT mint, and how can investors get involved? I think you've got your Discord open in a few days as well.
Exactly. The minting is going to take place on probably in early November. I would say within like 1 and 2 months. I would say maybe November around 10th. So we have like this extensive, maybe 6 weeks of marketing, and we're going to open the Discord server within the next, I can't tell you an exact because the website have a very good counter on it, but it's going to actually very soon. It's 1 day, 21 hours and 44 minutes. We're opening the Discord server, and we plan on a lot of things on those Discord servers. We're basically going to have a leveling system in the Discord server, and everyone will receive experience points depending how much being active on the server. These XP points are actually automatically given out for the community members. Like every X minute of messaging receives this and this amount of XP, but obviously a light paper about this Discord economy will be rolled out soon, before the opening actually. This is kind of like a surprise. And basically, at the top of the leaderboard, we receive free NFTs. They will receive whitelist, free whitelist applications. And basically, we're going to have also a economy for the Discord server, with Discord coins that we call BSB coins. And those Discord coins can be earned passively by just being there on the server, or by being active, or being gifted by the team. And going to be different methods to gather those coins. But with those coins as well, there's going to be an in-shop inside the Discord where they can actually buy directly whitelist, or they can buy directly an NFT later on, along with merchandise and other cool gifts as well.
Okay, great. And then looking into the future, I'm wondering whether you're looking to do an NFT game, or you'll be able to incorporate the Board Sloth billionaires into metaverses like Sandbox in the future.
Yeah, sure. Well, basically, we want this utility. Obviously, we want this utility token to be a cool stuff in the future, and possibly have our NFTs to have real world value and kind of like passive income by just holding it. So we're going to focus on creating a good community. We're going to focus on creating a good economy around the whole project. So basically, that's what we plan in the future. And obviously, we know that we are not in the same category. So we're not, let's say, a couple $100 mining NFT. So that's why we plan to actually go with the route that we are planning to price our NFTs on those 20 KDA prices, because we are actually going to be here for a long run. So we are not here to make a huge buck and disappear. If we wanted to do that, we could easily go on Solana or whatever. But we choose to switch to Cadena. We choose to listen to our community when they say this is more future proof, and we're trying to do everything along with the project to be a really blue chip NFT in the future. And for that, we just need to execute our roadmap and do what we says.
Okay, great. And what's the marketing plans going forward? So how are you we're doing this Twitter Spaces today. That's great to get exposure. What you're looking to do on the marketing side before you launch the NFTs and after the NFTs?
Basically, before the NFTs, like obviously from the marketing side, what I seen here from switching from Solana to Cadena, what we've seen here is basically this is a whole different community, because you can already feel on Solana that the amount of projects that are there. So basically on Solana, you have like 100,000 different NFT projects, and most of them are exactly the same. But in Cadena, is because such a new chain, everybody kind of looking forward for new projects, if you know what I mean. Like you get invited to AMAs, people are genuinely interested about your project, and it gives you such a such a confidence boost that the people are not just looking. I mean, obviously it's going to be the people who are just going for a flip and make some money quickly on it, but a lot of Cadena investors are, you can feel that they are confident to hold your NFT, for example, for a longer period of time, because they know it's not going to go anywhere from here. So in the future, what we are planning is obviously different kind of partnerships, possibly going to host some real-time events for our alphas, and obviously the end game would be to make the next blue chip community. And by under that, I mean, look at what Ethereum achieved in the last couple of years, and alpha Ethereum projects such as the original punks or the apes. Those are what they achieved, and they actually brought NFT adoption closer, by providing what they said and being there. And right now on Cadena, anyone who's building on Cadena is early. Anyone who invests in Cadena is early, and that's what we feel on the project.
I see. And let's open it up to the rest of the team. Let's see if anyone's got a question.
Anyone comment on what I said so far?
Yeah, everyone's up to date, definitely. Let's see. I'll open it up to, I think we've got unmuted Aisha. Did you have some questions for Board Sloth Billionaires? Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Ken. I have a few questions to ask. So, I have read on your website that you have over 200 attributes. I was wondering, will owner of NFT be able to customize certain attributes of their Sloth NFTs?
Yes, we do have 200 different attributes, and actually, I think this is a little bit maybe even overkill for us, because we are planning on 3,333 NFTs to be minted, but our layers are actually capable of running out a 9K series if needed. Obviously, we are just trying to judge it by the number of people who followed us, like what should be the optimal size for it. But it took 9 months to develop all those 200 unique different layers, and obviously we rushed into it. So,
and also another thing that Arston mentioned, we have the capability for 9K. We don't want to oversupply, right? So although we could come out with 9K, we would rather produce less amount of slots for our community than oversupply, because we saw in the past for some projects oversupplying the market didn't work out well for them.
Got it. And owners will be able to stake their board Sloth NFT to earn Sloth token. I was thinking, will APY for each NFT will be determined by rarity score? How will that work?
well, we're still trying to figure out the system, and because the rarity system is not 100% fully developed, and because the staking platform not even in communication with yet. This is another thing that I mentioned earlier, is because it's a new chain. We don't have experience on how those minting platforms going to go through the rarity scoring, how the rarity listing applications, how could we send them our rarity, and the all of the details will be obviously shared before the minting period is over. So we have still like a month to get more proper description or info on the topic.
Got it. I was thinking, do you have any intention of creating comic series or animated series featuring board slots? It will also increase the value of board sloth NFTs in the long term, as you already have developed characters.
Yes, this have been in talk with the team. Basically, we already have a couple comic related. So right now we have Iron Man typed Sloth, we have Captain America, we have Spider Sloth, we have Star Wars based Sloth, we have a DC, so we have Flash Sloth, which is kind of like funny. It's a Flash. It's very fast, but it's a Sloth. So we have a lot of different comic-based slots, and we are also planning that we could do it depending on the minting, because like I said, 200 different attributes, and inside them you have these comic style attributes. So if the minting goes out, and we are planning that should be from each comic type NFT should be a full set. So from top to bottom should be in a full themed set. But then later on, we can roll out like a very short supply NFT series. So let's say we have 20 comic-based NFTs, then we just roll out 20 NFTs. And whoever loves comics, they're going to purchase it, and it will be a very closed system, because like you have a 20 from the supply, 20 NFTs from the supply. So that's going to be like an extra scarce stuff. So this is exactly the ideas that we are waiting to be heard on the Discord server. So and we also did a mention about if anyone have ideas like this that will contribute to the project, we are happy to reward it with whitelist application and free NFTs, because we value if everyone shares their ideas with us.
Okay, got it. That really makes sense. Okay, one more question from my side. It's related to NFTs. I want to know, will there be royalties attached to the NFTs for original minter?
Good question. The royalty will be most likely very heavily depending on the minting platform. So every minting platform have their own system of royalty. One thing I could say is that if we go with minted route, they have we purchased. We're not decided yet, but anyways, we purchased the Alpha Creator Plus to have the ability to explore their system, and basically they have kind of special stuff on the royalty. So as far as I know, it goes kind of like the original minter, a part of it. But I don't want to say, because their website is not open yet. Obviously, we don't know it yet. So, but it will heavily depend on the platform that we are going with at the end.
All right, understood. Thank you. Thank you so much for answering all my questions.
No worries. Thank you for the questions. Good questions, by the way.
Thank you.
Thanks for the questions, Aisha. We'll just take a pause from the Board of Sloth Billionaires project a second, because the team did want to talk about POW versus POS. It's a subject that's raging in crypto at the moment. I know some people say, the POW energy is, energy use is exaggerated. I was wondering what your thoughts on that were. I think you listened into that a couple of days ago, our POW versus POS conversation.
Oh yeah, exactly. We were listening to your AMA a couple of days ago, and we were kind of surprised that we did not heard Cadena's name too much across the conversation. Obviously, no, that wasn't the main topic, but still, we were talking about proof of stake, proof of work, and I kind of felt like across the conversation, it's like when the guests were talking about proof of work blockchains cannot scale and stuff like that. We were like, oh, hold on, they can, but it's just like nobody figured it out yet, other than Cadena. And what we feel like is actually there's no other proof of work blockchain at the moment that can actually scale. Like a lot of people in the industry forget that scalability does not mean that you have a certain very high amount of transactions per second. That's fast finality. That's fine. You set up your transactions per second, but what happens when it get clogged? What happens when you get serious work on those things? I mean, by adoption, and and the gas prices will go up, and you're not going to be able to scale. But scalability means that you can increase the throughput of your base layer without a bounce. You're doing it, you're keeping up going scale, and you don't have a limit. Like you increase the TPS, the transactions per second of your base layer, with a few line of code. That should be the way to scale proof of work. And obviously, since Bitcoin came out, everybody was like researching this topic, and basically there's a few approach to it. So you have these ZK rollup, zero knowledge rollup layer 2 scaling solutions. Ethereum, and other chains that could not scale because of their transactions per second. Like obviously before the merge, Ethereum was 20 transactions per second, and Bitcoin was at 10 transactions per second. But even now, with the 100K transactions per second, once it's not going to be enough, you're going to need layer 2 scaling solutions, which can be like a ZK rollup. This is like taking a bunch of transactions and putting them off the side, put them in like these cryptographic balls, and then settle to the mainnet. It's like compression. You're compressing stuff. So, or you have different approaches like sidechains. For example, Cosmos. It's a great system. They have a main ledger and a bunch of other apps that have their own chain, and that works. But then you need to build your own app, and you have to run an entire protocol, and that's hard. It's easier to deploy your app into layer 1 and just forget about the operating of a blockchain. Or, and I will mention a third one, is sharding. So sharding comes from the idea of this old database technology where like the database gets too big, and you do something that's called partitioning, which is basically you put them like in two different databases. And you get 2x the transactions because you put them on separate databases. So sharding is kind of similar because the transactions get processed. It's line of blocks, and you basically break it apart to separate environments, and then you have like multiple transactions going in parallel. And even to this sharding, a lot of people try different methods or different approaches. One of them was DAG, which is this directed acyclic graphs, and they can evaluate two transactions in parallel as long as they interact with each other. Obviously, a number of projects go this route, but with that, the problem as well that this is like this is a fundamental law in computer science, which is called Adma's law. I'm not gonna go into it, but it basically says that you ain't going to see 610x speed improvement over a single blockchain, or let's say a single stream of transactions, and that's exactly that's problem. So what we see in the space right now is everyone going to proof of stake, because someone said proof of work is yesterday news, and that's why exactly the merge happened, because Ethereum could not figure out a way to actually scale.
Okay, thanks very much for your insights. There's a lot of interesting things we've heard there on Twitter Spaces, arguments for and against each blockchain, and it'll still be raging in many years to come, I imagine. Going back to the board Sloth Billionaires, I'm wondering if you're looking to expand cross-chain, multi-chain in the future, or making more series of the board Sloth Billionaires.
I'm not sure about multi-chain because for us we wanted to choose like one chain to go with, but we are obviously not against anything. But right now, like I said, we don't feel in the industry that there's good consensus mechanism to build on. And basically, obviously, you have different stuff other than proof of work and proof of stake, because you have, let's say, proof of coverage. I'm working, like I said, in Bobcat IoT, which is the largest Ethereum manufacturer, miner manufacturer. So basically, a proof of coverage, let's say, it's a very good concept, but you're going to only implement it into networks and like kind of like IoT and mobile coverage related networks. So and obviously there's other consensus mechanisms such as proof of time and space. And so yeah, this is obviously going to be a main topic of crypto conversations and Twitcheramas, like which chain is better. And we are not against anything, because if a tech is really good, then we are heavily into it. But I feel like definitely not on Ethereum, definitely not on Solana. So if there is another chain that we actually had a look in Algorand. It was a kind of like good option, but in the end we said, well, nothing going to beat Cadena at the moment, especially next year when they fork up to 50 chains. They're not decided yet, but if they fork up, there will be another 2x on the throughput. So the issue is we went through this as private investors over these, let's say, a couple of years we've been in the crypto industry. So we went through all this, the let's say Ethereum gas prices go up, and then the clogged network and everything, and let's say Binance comes up, hey, come to our network, we are much faster and much cheaper. But then whenever the fixed cap gets reached, the gas prices gets high and it gets clogged again. So, but in Cadena, you can literally do gas-free minting of NFTs. Like in Ethereum, you pay hundreds of dollars just for transactions. In Cadena, you pay a fraction of 10 cents, 10th fraction of 1 cent, whatever. So it's, yeah.
Okay, great. Let's go back to Twitter Spaces questions. We've got lots of hands up. Let's see, Ramat, you had a question for the.
Yeah, thank you, Glenn. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so I was thinking, will there be any limit on number of NFTs one can mint per wallet?
Well, it will depend obviously on how popular they will be, and like Grigory said, we don't want to overcalculate our NFTs, how many are there in the series, and then obviously we do not want to have like an unlimited cap, and then someone can just scoop up how many they like. Obviously, we're going to have a kind of like a cap on it. I'm not sure how much it will be. Probably 3 NFTs per wallet, 2 NFTs per wallet. We're not decided yet how to go through with it. But yeah, actually, there definitely will be a cap. Just not sure about the exact number for now.
Understood. It makes sense. Okay. I also want to know that are the NFTs 2D or they are 3D?
So our NFTs are not 3D rendered, so they are not a kind of like this ultra realistic render type of NFTs. We wanted to go through the cartoon style for the artwork, so we are actually, and like the previous question was about comic style NFTs, so that's kind of like what we went through to have this like cartoon style, but at the same time heavily developed artwork. So, but we are 2D cartoon style. If I would have to put some tags on it.
Okay. So you mentioned that charity organization will be selected through the DAO. I was wondering, will NFTs provide the voting rights to the owners? And depending on the rarity score of the board Sloth NFTs, will each NFT give different voting power to the owners? How will that work?
If we can figure out, like I said earlier, if we can figure out a proper way of setting up rarity and have a direct impact on voting power, then we will go with it. Because obviously, if someone mints out an ultra rare NFT, they should have not that much, but more voting power. And also, we're trying to get the people on Discord as well to be there and to build this whole stuff together. So in the Discord there will be more talk about the projects, and even if you don't have an NFT at the moment, you can comment. I mean, we obviously not gonna have voting power, but you can comment and give ideas to us how to approach this stuff. So.
Understood. Okay. So I was also wondering, do you have any plan of maybe organizing real life events to which NFT owners can have exclusive access to, like music concerts or meetups as well?
Definitely, we want to do real life events. There will be obviously with a little bit more adoption, and obviously that's going to like take after we release the slot coins. So definitely a bit later, and I would say next year, when everything went smooth with the mint and the staking and the NFT, and then we heard our name. Then yes, obviously we're going to do some cool real time events.
Wonderful. Okay, final question. So I was just curious, why did you decide to go with the Sloth theme, and what is the backstory for selecting Sloth character as your NFT character?
It's basic. Everyone likes sloths from our team, at least. all of our let's say our favorite animal is sloths. So we really, it's like a soul animal. And when the artwork section came up and we decided to which theme we go, we were like, we need to go with sloths because we love them.
Cool. Thank you so much for answering. Over to you, Glenn.
No worries, great question.
Thank you for the question, Ramat. Let's move to Captain Levi. You had a question, Captain Levi, for Board Sloth Billionaires. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Glenn. Can you guys hear me okay?
We can, yeah.
We can, yeah.
All right. So it's a great project. You know, the fact that you actually care about Sloth. I really don't know if this has already been addressed, but something I actually saw is about your charity, saying that you're going to be changing the world, and the organization will be chosen by the DAO as a community. when you said that you'll be letting the community pick this organization that is going to be allocated these charity funds to, are you guys going to be allocating the charity funds based on that decisions, or is there going to be a moderation team to go and check for the organization in themselves to ensure that they are actually worth giving these monies to protect the slots to?
We will come up with a short list of organizations that our community can choose from and vote. All of the organizations on that short list will be thoroughly checked. We have a due diligence plan in place, so that is already set. So the voting will take place and will be, based on that short list that we will put together.
All right, all right. Okay, so my next question now is on your the artwork. Your artwork was said that to be handpicked or be hand drawn, and I actually heard about Say's question about 2D to 3D artwork. So the thing is, when I actually mint these slot tokens, aside from staking them, are there any other use cases about the slot tokens that will probably be used in the future?
Can you repeat that, please?
Okay, so I was asking that you've hand drawn unique slots. I can actually see that they were taking time to be drawn. Aside from the fact that these slots will probably be staked, is there any other use case for these slots?
Yeah, we understand the question now. All right, so I think I'm gonna answer this. The main utility case for the NFT will be the slot token, and other than that, that's probably the real world events that we're going to create. But like I said in the beginning, we are not like a mining NFT that's heavily focused on use case. We're going to have a slot token, and we're going to do NFT staking. So we do as much as I can, but we are still like an artwork based project. Like we are still try to imagine this project as a heavily on artwork focused project, which is obviously going to have different cool stuff behind it. So not just a profile picture, but at the same time, we are focused on the artwork itself. And
All right, thanks. I'd like us to talk a little bit more about your KDA tools. When you say you built these tools, were they built by you guys, or was it built by a third party?
so the tools that you see on the website is basically a rework, or let's say fork, of the original balance checker, which is if you type in balance.chainweb.com, then you receive this kind of like basic Cadena wallet checker. Then you can actually put in token names. You can choose API and then check whatever chains have the balance. But we figured it out. It was kind of like abandoned by Cadena because it's good because it's very quick. It goes from API, so it's really good, but it's have been kind of abandoned, not looking that good. So we literally forked the website, put our own HTML code to make it look visually a little bit better, and then obviously we placed on our version of the balance checker, we obviously placed some different stuff as well. So not just the original, it's just balance checker and code viewer, and then we added some extra links. So if you put your wallet address and click on wallet history, and actually we will open all your wallet history directly linked to Chainweb, and then you have a transaction scan where you actually just putting your transactions over there, and it will open on the blockchain explorer. And then we obviously implemented these little buttons like KDX, KD swap token, KD launch token, to just click on it, put your wallet address, and go check balance, and the nice drop down menu will show you which chains have how many of those coins. So the idea was to have like this cool widget that we can implement to the website to give something more, exactly what we talked earlier, that we are trying to give as much as possible of these cool extra stuff to the community, so they can directly check their Cadena transactions and other on our website directly.
All right. right. So the tools are actually quite nice. Forking and they make sense. But is the community, do they prefer using these particular tools, or is there, because normally the blockchain explorer I have by default, I actually just search it on Binance Blockchain Explorer and I can see that stuff. So what particular advantage is it to using your own balance checker or your blockchain explorer over other blockchain explorers? Is there some kind of cool utility added to it, or is it just basically almost the same with other balance checkers?
So basically, right now, Cadena is such a new chain that you have the original chain web platform where you actually can check your transaction. But to be honest, if you go there and you check the chainweb.com, then you're not just gonna put your wallet transaction and search for it, because it's kind of like you need to click through 3 or 4 clicks, and then you put your wallet address. And if you want to go back and then just go to wallet history, re-click all those steps, and then another few click, and then you can place your wallet address. So what we thought is, why we don't place something cool on our website, so our community can actually don't need to like bounce from the website when they watch informations, or when the meeting happening, they don't need to bounce from the website, because they can just simply go there and check their balance or their transactions. Obviously, there are other projects that do kind of like this tool. There's a complete DeFi Kadhafi, that money. So it's really good, that tool as well. It's kind of interactive. We're not going to it's not a competition with anything. We just kind of thought it's funny to fork it up, give it a good visual look, and then just drop it on our website. Since it's just HTML JS code, so it runs kind of smooth. So it's no.
All right. So on my final question, so you said that it actually runs smooth. Can you assure us that it's actually safe?
Say it again, please. Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, can you assure us that it's actually safe? The information on the information that's going to be displayed after I search it is actually the correct one, and it's actually safe.
Well, it is just a basic API request, and basically, if you check it yourself, we don't require anyone's wallet to log in or anything. It's just the same tool as you have on the balance.chain web, which is just place your wallet there and click check balance, and you can see yourself if you have, let's say, 20 KDA on the wallet. Then just place your wallet there and click on a search, and you're gonna see that it's actually showing the correct value. And you also can search for KDX, KD swap, KD launch. And the good stuff is, this is just basically a request, an API request saying, check this wallet and show me what coins are there. There's no need to log in. There's nothing Web3 in a sense that you're supposed to log in with the X wallet or anything. You just place in your wallet address, which is also public and visible on the blockchain if someone knows it. So it's absolutely safe. Yes, it's exactly the same code as Cadena's original balance checker. We just fork it up, give it a little outlook, and basically that's it. It's just a cool widget from us.
All right, thank you very much for answering the questions. I'm wishing you guys the best, and I hope the project stays bullish moonward. Over to you, Glenn.
Thank you.
Thank you for the questions, Captain Levan. Let's move to Venice. You had a question for the Board Sloth Billionaires team. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much, Glenn. Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Actually, as you are using Cadena's blockchain for Board Sloth Billionaires NFTs, one of the Cadena's characteristic is that it gives developers the ability to code into the backend of an NFT directly. It allows to integrate mechanism directly into the NFTs. So I was thinking that, do you guys have any plan to also use this feature of Cadena into your NFTs to make them more interactive and interesting?
Like I said earlier, our ability to discover these things are going to obviously depends on which platform we are minting. And like I said earlier, we have envisioned a couple of minting platforms, and obviously we grabbed our alpha creator platform Minted. Shout out to Minted; they are here in the chat. So we're not sure yet which route we're going to go with, and this is kind of like something that's going to settle later on.
Yeah, I can understand that. And in addition to the low gas fee on Cadena, it also has a gas station. You know very well about Cadena because you are launching your project on Cadena. It has also gas station that allows developers the ability to entirely eliminate gas fee for the users. I think it's basically a pre-funded account that pays the gas for users, making it easier for people to get involved. So have you used gas station to lower the cost and technical barriers to entry as much as possible for minting the NFTs? Or any plans to use gas station as well?
That's a great question, actually. Yes, Cadena does have gas stations, and these are very cool stuff that actually can be used by the project itself to literally top up some KDA in there and use that for transactions for the community members, and that's an incredibly good idea. Not like it would cost so much because Cadena is the cheapest network out there. I mean, the transactions are cost of fraction of like penny, but at the same time this is a cool stuff. But again, this will depend on the actual platform or minting platform or launchpad or incubator or whatever you say that we go with. So that platform will obviously have their own implementation of the system, and then we're going to obviously see, we're not decided yet, and obviously we have a few options in plan, and then it will depend on the actual minting platform or the platform itself, how it's going to go down.
Yeah, I think this is a cool feature of Cadena gas station that no, I think other blockchain don't have, and I think it will attract more investors if you have this kind of thing in your project. Okay, as you know, Cadena uses packed programming language that is truly human readable smart contract language, and you have Cadena code viewer on your platform. So it got me thinking that will this code viewer easy enough for an average person to just copy some any other project's smart contract and paste into your code viewer that allows him to understand it easily, and also it can highlight any issues or risk with that smart contract code?
Exactly. So this feature is not our feature. We just, like I said, we implemented this tool on our website, and this is done by Cadena itself. So if you go to balance.chainbab.com, then you actually see the balance checker, and on the right side there's the code viewer. So our code viewer exactly this. It works exactly this way, and yes, we have options. So people can try out these things, and I'm happy that so far we got pretty good replies on it, or people actually tend to enjoy it, and why we thought it's cool stuff to fork this balance up, because we were thought that this is kind of like abandoned by Cadena, or we have not seen any improvement on this website for like a year now. So we were like, just let's give something more to our community, and if someone just want to paste a smart contract or code and check it out, and go for it.
Yeah, I think it's really great to see that you are using some great features of Cadena into your project, and not a lot of people or projects are using this blockchain, and you are using. I think it has a great potential, and it's really good to see that you are using them. And thank you so much for answering my questions as well. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Yes, we are trying our best, and we are really passionate about Cadena, and especially about Cadena NFTs, because Cadena have very rich marketplace standards for NFTs. So I think this was the right choice for us to switch from Solana, definitely.
Okay, thank you very much for the questions, Venice, and everyone that's asked a question today. It's been a great talk today with Board Sloth Billionaires. I'm looking forward to the future for the team and community. Wellcoin Talk, as we say, is for research and educational purposes on Twitter Spaces. It's not financial advice, but if you want to check out Board Sloth Billionaires, I think the Discord is starting in a few days, and if you go through Board Sloth Brothers logo there, will take you over to the Twitter Spaces, so people could follow you there, and then wait for the Discord to open in a couple of days.
Yeah, exactly. Our Discord will open in a couple of days. Our website have this little cool countdown timer for the behind time that we are opening, and we are going to release a couple hours right before the Discord opens. We're releasing this kind of light paper for the Discord economy and how our leveling system and the XP system will work on the Discord, and obviously the Discord currency as well, and how people can participate. And what we imagine for the Discord is to actually this kind of economy that we designed for Discord will ensure that the community will be more motivated to engage, because they know that the more they comment, the more they reply, the more they being active on the server eventually gets them free NFTs, whitelists, merchandise, whatever. So a lot of cool stuff we're planning in the future. And thank you for having us. Great talk today.
Okay, yeah, thank you for coming, Board Sloth Billy. It was great speaking to you today. Anyone joining the Twitter space today, stay tuned for next week, because we've got Algorand coming as a guest as well. So that's going to be a great chat to talk to them on the Twitter spaces next week. So yeah, keep up to date, and everyone take care. I'll finish the recording and send over a copy for you to share.